Hey, I don't know what happened. So here we are trying again. All right, guys. So first off, I'm Julie Hong. I am a trainer here in Dallas, Texas. I own 4 gyms. I've trained over 37,000 sessions and helped thousands of clients get to a better, healthy lifestyle. And I wanted to share today about how to rev up your metabolism. So let's start with why. Basically, I have done years and years of research on myself to improve my metabolism. At 36, I still have a great metabolism like I did in my 20s. So I've also not only mastered my own metabolism, I've taught other people how to master their metabolism. And with all these clients that come in, or these, potential clients for people that we first meet in a consultation, I start to see a pattern over the last 15 years of the same issues, right? So we hear a lot about how, you should eat more often and water and lifting weights. So if I clarify it for you guys, I think you guys will understand what you can do to keep your metabolism up and get more. From having a better metabolism, you'll get more energy. So that makes sense. Anyhow, I'm also doing this, my big why, and I want to always remind myself on these videos, is that I have a huge fear of speaking in public and speaking in front of a camera. So I'm doing these videos to not only help more people, because that's my passion, but also to overcome my fear. And as I tell my 5-year-old daughter, to use her courage. So I want to use my courage. And so it would really help me if you guys give me some hearts and some thumbs up as I talk, so I know that you're getting it and I know that you are tuning in. And it just helps me kind of stay motivated, and it makes me smile because I kind of get tears with this stuff. All right, so let's get into it. Improving and optimizing your metabolism. All right, so the biggest, I'm going to name 3 and I'm going to give you a little bonus. And so kind of stick with me, because the things I'm going to tell you, you've probably heard before, but you really haven't heard it in a way that I'm going to explain it. So the first thing is eat every 3 to 4 hours. The second one is water. And the third one is to lift weights. And then a bonus on alcohol, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to do all those things in a way that you can sustain forever, and so have a great metabolism forever. But it makes more sense when I explain. So you hear for the last whatever years, everybody's heard eat every 3 to 4 hours, but why? I'm not really hungry every 3 to 4 hours. So all these clients we get in for consultations, basically, they work so much, or they're too busy, they don't make time to eat, and then by the end of the day they eat this huge meal, and then they're like, I don't really eat that much. I might eat like 1 meal a day, and I eat something small, but like I'm still gaining weight, and I'm not getting that, like the fat off my stomach, or I'm eating less than I ever have before, and I'm not eating but I'm still gaining weight, or I haven't really changed anything, but I'm still gaining weight, right? So as we get older, these things are happening, and that's an indication that your metabolism is slowed down a little bit. And so how I love to explain metabolism, and it kind of relates to everyone, and you get that light bulb moment. So here's the deal. So most people don't eat on time. They eat kind of whenever they feel like it, or they wait, 6 hours, 5 hours, or whatever. They just eat whenever. And so I eat every 3 to 4 hours. We teach our clients to eat every 3 to 4 hours, and here's why. So let's say you get a paycheck, and you get a paycheck every Friday, right? You're getting paid every Friday. You have no qualms about getting paid every Friday. You're actually relaxed about it because you're getting paid Friday, and you actually know the amount you're getting paid. So how you react on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is you're pretty calm because you're getting paid Friday. So how the body is and metabolism is, if it knows it's getting paid every 3 to 4 hours, then it's going to freely spend, right? So if the body doesn't know when it's going to get paid, so if you didn't know when you were getting your paycheck, and you maybe you were getting a fat paycheck that Friday, maybe you would have gotten paid, you didn't get paid this Friday, and you might get paid next Friday, or maybe you got 2 paydays in a row, 2 awesome meals in a row. Well, your body is still in save mode. So when you don't get paid on time, then your body gets into save mode, right? And we don't want your body to get into save mode, because what happens over time where you're thinking, hey, I'm not really hungry, so I'm going to skip that meal and I'll eat less calories, and so at the big picture, I won't eat as many calories, but you wait too long, your body gets into save mode. And so when it gets into save mode, it basically slows down all your systems and all your organs like all your systems slow down, which means your whole metabolism slow down, which means your energy output slows down. So we are creatures of habit. Like, if you train your body to expect energy every 3 to 4 hours, then it will freely spend that energy throughout the day, because my body's like, hey, I don't care what she does, I'm going to give her all the energy she wants, because I know she's going to feed me. If she's going to go ask me to go work out, if she's going to ask me, the body, to go do something taxing, well, it gives me that energy because it knows I'm going to feed it, what it needs, and it's going to feed it. I'm going to feed it some actually good, whole, nutritious stuff. So I protect my metabolism like at all costs. I feel like that's like the only thing that I literally covet it. I will always eat every 3 or 4 hours. I never miss. I always have food in my in my glove compartment, in my purse, in my bag, whatever it is, I have food, because I just never want my body to think it's not getting paid. And I want it to know it's getting paid every 3 to 4 hours, no matter what, so that it can freely spend. And you don't there's a lot of studies out there that'll say, hey, eating every, 6 meals a day is not going to improve your metabolism because the scientific studies say so. Well, the scientific studies don't show the emotions that we have tied to food, right? So eating every 3 to 4 hours actually keeps you from overeating at night, if that makes sense. And it also keeps your energy level really steady. So you're less likely to have those dips at like 3 o'clock. I mean, you might have a little dip at 3, but you're not going to have a big dip as if you didn't eat every 3 or 4 hours. So the main thing to start doing is eating every 3 to 4 hours, and it's like a small snack. I don't care if it's one grape. The body will take the grape, use it. After it uses the grape, it'll start pulling fat to use for energy, but at least it knows it's getting paid. That's like the ignition in the car, right? Like, you just have to turn the car ignition on like once, and then you can drive like 500 miles or 1,000 miles or forever until you turn that car off. So that teaching the body to take in that, any food source energy, and then it will then start knowing that, hey, I'm getting paid. So here's the deal with trying to improve your metabolism. It takes anywhere from, I'd say, 3 to 6 weeks for your body to get it. So since you've been eating kind of sporadically whenever, or like trying to diet and not eat, and trying to save all your calories for the end of the day, and then you wait too long, tomorrow, if you start eating every 3 to 4 hours, your body will still be in save mode. So you have to wait. Literally, you have to stay the course and have faith and eat every 3 to 4 hours, and you will likely see the change between 3 and 6 weeks. I can't tell you if it's going to happen in 3 or 6, because I don't know how mistrusting you've been to your body. So the more you've dieted, the more you've not been consistent with eating, and you scare your body doesn't trust you, and so whenever you eat, it hoards everything and it holds on to it in areas like your wherever you store fat. So when you start eating, like tomorrow, when you start eating every 3 to 4 hours, you're going to still be in save mode. So you have to be patient, and you have to stay the course, and know that, in the 3 to 6 week mark is when your body will start getting it, click onto it. Luckily, it only takes 3 to 6 weeks, but it's really hard after the 3 week mark. Just kind of stick with something just because you don't see the results. But I promise you, swear that it's worked for thousands of people, and it works. And it makes sense if you think about it in getting paid. Your body has to know when it's getting paid, so it can spend freely. So what happens when you have a slower metabolism and you're eating food and it's in save mode is that basically what it will do is, let's say you got paid, you ate. Well, it'll say, hey, I don't know when I'm going to get paid next. Like, she might eat like salad. She might eat a big juicy burger. We might be on a diet today. She might be fasting. She might be juicing. I don't know what she's trying to do. So when I get paid, I'm going to save it. And whenever she goes to work out, so a lot of you, if you don't change your food and you don't eat every, 3 to 4 hours or whatever, you'll see that you'll work out and nothing will change, right? So what happens is your body's like, okay, so I'm going to make the most of this. So basically, I don't know when I'm going to pay next. And now she's doing all this crazy workouts. Like, I'm going to make her work so hard to burn, 1 calorie, where me on the treadmill next to you literally burns like 3 times as much as you, because my body knows it's getting paid. Does that make sense? So that's the main reason why it takes so long. So after 3 to 6 weeks, the body will go, okay, she's still feeding me every 3 to 4 hours. She's still demanding energy from me, meaning working out or, you know, about the day or doing your thing, you know. And maybe it's okay for me to start spending this fat, or maybe it's okay for me to start spending this money because I know I'm getting paid. So I trust you now, but it takes 3 to 6 weeks to have that, to get that trust back. And every time, like, let's say you mess up in the 3 to 6 weeks, you will backtrack. It's just like anything in life. Like, let's say you get in a fight with your husband and he promises whatever, and every time he backtracks, you kind of get less trusting, right? So same thing with your body. Every time that you miss your 3 to 4 hour mark, your body will be less trusting. So it might take a little longer. So you just have to stay the course. I don't care if it's one bite of something. The body has to know it's getting food. And to address all the people that think like, if I eat 3 to 4 hours, I'm going to gain weight. So I totally get that because your body's in save mode. So what we try to do, what we do with a lot of clients is we still keep them in, like, you know, depending on, you know, the calorie range they need to be in, we still keep them maybe in a little bit, like maybe around 12 to 1800 calories, depending on their height and weight and, you know, what they typically were eating before. We kind of know where they need to be to kind of maintain their weight. So a good thing is just you're not eating like full-blown meals, but if you can, to avoid the weight gain and kind of wait for the metabolism to kick in, you can adjust the overall calories, right? So let's say you want to do 1400 calories a day if you're, you know, 5'6", 140 pounds or something, or 120 pounds. Just if you control the calories in each meal, like maybe 200, 250. I'm giving general because it's really hard if it's not one-on-one to give you precise. So I just want to address the fact that you might gain weight or you'll stay steady only because your body's in save mode. So it's never got to be fed every 3 to 4 hours. So just stay the course, okay? And then how you know your metabolism gets better is when one day in between the 3 and 6 weeks, it'll literally click. Like you'll feel like you're in the groove, you're in the flow, you feel like energy, you feel like really good about yourself. Like you feel like, you know, something's happening. That's when you know your metabolism is like kicked into better and more optimized, right? And so if you do one of the 3 or 4 things I tell you, your metabolism will get better. If you do all of them, it'll be optimal, right? So I'm 36, I have a metabolism of like a 20-year-old or 19-year-old. That's because, I mean, years and years of eating every 3 to 4 hours. I get enough water. I'm doing all the things, the foundational things that I'm teaching you guys or I'm talking about. And then on top of that, I'll add I'll be better with the quality of food in those 3 to 4 hours, right? So the first thing you can do, and that's the biggest thing that I see with people that come in and see me, or come see us at LFT Personal Training and at Fit 180, is that they just don't eat on time. And once you master that, then you can get the next step. Then you can get the next step. Then you just keep getting better and better and better. But that's the first thing, right? So master that. So the second thing is going to be water. And water, what I want to explain with water is, you know, everybody says you can drink water, but why should you drink water, right? So with water, speaking of, it was like tea. So I think of water of like the river, right? The water is like the river that flows through you. So metabolism is like eating something and how fast it goes, you process it and it converts to energy and kind of comes out the other end, right? How fast can that happen? So I think of water as the river. And most people drink like 30 to 60 ounces of water a day, which will keep you alive, but you're not in optimal energy, you know? You are in like, you're just functioning. It's just not a good optimal state. And probably like the American, you know, government recommends like 60 ounces or 80 ounces. I think that's average, and I don't want to be average. I want to have above average, and I want to be operating optimally. So what I say is, and what we preach is over 100 ounces of water. Me personally, I do a gallon of water a day. Anything over 100 ounces, you know, is perfectly fine. So I know that sounds like crazy, but I'm telling you, you can get 30, 60, 80 ounces and you will function fine. You just will be just blah, you know, you're just not optimal. So our job as trainers and, you know, having all the gyms and all these clients is to make the client optimal, perform better in what they're doing, right? We only have the same, the hours of the day are all the same for me and for you. But how do I make myself and these clients perform better in every hour and enjoy every hour and have enough energy to produce more and have quality time, you know, quality hours, if that makes sense. So, okay, so when you first start drinking water, you have to ladder affect it. So meaning if you're starting with 30, you go to 40 ounces, then you go to 50 ounces the next 2 days. Maybe you go, you know, for 4 days in a row, you're doing 80 ounces. And then after you master that and you feel like you've got it, then you go to 100 ounces. And then you wait a few more days, you're doing that, and then you build. So you build to that. And then in the beginning, yeah, you will have to pee all the time in the first week and a half. All the time you'll have to pee. Because it's like, hey, you never gave me all this water, so you're drinking it. I don't know what to do with this water, so I just pee it out. And I don't have the muscles to even hold it, and I don't know what to do with it. So it's kind of getting flooded. That's why we say, you know, you go from 30 to 40 to 50. So after a week and a half, your body will be like, all right, I got to do something with all this water. So I'm going to start using it. I'm going to start using it for my joints. I'm going to start using it for digestion. I'm going to start using it for skin. I'm going to start using it for metabolism. I'm going to start using it to everything to flow better, right? So the river of metabolism and the food sits on the river, and then the river, basically the food sits on there, and then the water helps everything process better, right? And it's not like a droughted river with no water. Everything just sludges through. Your body has to work so much harder to break down the stuff. And if you had water, you would have more energy. And the main thing is like your breath won't smell, because if you don't have enough water, you got all these gases in your stomach. It's kind of flowing up, and it just makes your breath stink. So if you have stinky breath, you're not drinking enough water. I promise you that. So first thing, the first week and a half you drink water. Yes, you have to pee all the time. After a week and a half, your body will get used to it. It'll start to be efficient with the water. It'll start to distribute where the body needs it. You won't have to pee as much. You will have stronger muscles down there to hold it. You'll start to see the effects of water. Less headaches. I mean, I probably get like 2 headaches a year, and that's on like the Sundays I kind of get off schedule and I don't drink my water on time, and I end up only drinking like, you know, 80 ounces, and I know that I'm going to get a headache. So you'll get a better metabolism because your body will work more efficiently. It's like the lube for everything. Less pain. And when you're thinking about, when you drink like 30 to 60 ounces or that low of water, it's enough to sustain your life. It's just not enough for you to be optimal. And my job, and why I get paid a lot of money to do what I do, and I have 4 gyms. I'm not like an online trainer. I mean, nothing against online trainers, but I actually have proof in a sustainable business for over 10 years on basic principles. We don't sell you supplements. We don't give you all these diet fads. We basically help you with the foundation, because if we don't build the good foundation, there's no way that we can build on top of that. Everything, if you came in and we just worked you out, and yeah, you got stronger, but you wouldn't get leaner, you wouldn't get, you know, all the other benefits of it unless you, hey, we need you to eat every 3 or 4 hours, because the way that you're operating, we know that your metabolism is going to get slower and slower over time. So yeah, we can work you out, but like it's like working against each other. So we'd rather build the foundation of, hey, eating every 3 to 4 hours, getting the water you need, not just the basic, you know, sustaining life, optimal water. So, and then you get the benefits of great skin, great energy, not a lot of pain in the joints, in the back. It's just your discs get water. You know, when you get over a certain amount, 100 to 140 ounces of water, you know, you use the first 60 ounces to sustain life. The rest goes to the body. It starts working really well. Does that make sense? So yes, you're going to pee a lot, but will it end? Yes. Will you get used to it? Yes. And then will you see the benefits in like 3 weeks? Yes. It is life-changing. It's so amazing how it helps with energy. How so many people come in and they're so dehydrated and they're like, oh, I have energy. It's because I don't work out. Oh, I have energy. It's because, you know, I eat shitty food. Yeah, that's part of it. But like another big chunk is that you don't even get enough water. You're not even, you know, hydrated. And basically, if you're not hydrated, the symptom of dehydration is fatigue. And so then they're like, I don't know, I'm too tired to work out. I'm too tired to go do anything. I have no, you know, like I have no motivation to do. Well, yeah, it's coming from you're not eating every 3 to 4 hours and you're not drinking water. So the third thing is lifting weights. So I know you hear lifting weights all the time. And so and then you see all these people that are like jacked up and lifting weights and like you're a trainer type, and that's not how, my philosophy is. So lifting weights is you get the most bang for your buck, meaning for metabolism. So if cardio is a checking account, lifting weights is a savings account, right? And let's pretend we get a little bit better interest on a savings account. So a checking account, you're not going to get much interest at all, if any, zero, if any. But a savings account, you're going to build, you're going to get some interest on it, right? So you can do cardio, and cardio will burn calories at that moment when you do the cardio. But cardio won't give you back returns later, right? Cardio will burn, if you do an hour cardio, you'll burn 600 calories and that's it. But if you do an hour of weight training, which burns calories, and it's cardiovascular, throughout the session, you will, when you get muscle, then what happens is you burn in that hour of, maybe 500 calories instead of 600 because it's not cardio, but you then have an afterburn of 36 more hours of burning, plus you get muscle, which the body uses more calories to maintain. So fat in your body, the body doesn't really need to use any energy to maintain your fat. But to maintain muscle, it has to use energy, because if you look at a muscle, it's very it's very vascular. Like it has blood, it's red, blood pumping through it, there's veins, all these things are happening for a muscle. But for fat, it's just like a blob of like nothing. There's not a lot of blood vessels flowing through it. There's not a lot to sustain fat, right? So the most bang for your buck and the most efficient, and if you know me, I'm all about efficiency. I don't do anything unless it's killing like 20 birds with one stone. And so, and also proven scientifically, and not only applied to myself, but applied to thousands of clients that we've helped for that many years. I would not be in business and doing what I'm doing if I sucked at it and I wasn't, getting results, right? So the most bang for your buck is lifting weights. And if you don't know how to lift weights, then you get a trainer, right? Then you get a good trainer, and they can teach you how to lift weights or how it's supposed to go, and you just hire them for, a couple months so that you can learn, then you can move on. I mean, we have some clients that have been with us for 10 or 12 years, and then we have some clients that come in and go out like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't afford this for long term at this point in my life, and I just need to learn. Okay, cool. We're going to teach you exactly what you need to do for your body, not what you saw on, some commercial or your friend did it or some Instagram person or yada, 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 right? You're going to get to know what you need to do. So once you get that formula down on what you need to do, then it's really, really not that hard. It's very easy. Right now, because my life is so busy and I have a really good metabolism, I basically work out 2 hours a week, maybe 3, and then I train with a trainer, not because I don't know what to do, it's because I don't want to think. I just want to go in, and that's the hour that I just don't worry about like, what am I doing? How many reps? What am I doing next? What body part am I working on? I don't care about that. I just want to go in and somebody just tell me what to do, and I just enjoy the time, and I am efficient, and it benefits me only. And there are times where I don't work out with a trainer. I work on my own. I go in, I'll lift some weights. I know what to do for my body, and because I've learned, I took the time out to learn early on, right? So if you don't know how, you figure out, you have somebody that teaches you how, your formula, and teach you how it's supposed to go, and then you go off and do it on your own. And if you don't end up doing it on your own, then I guess you need to figure out a way, have a partner, have some accountability, or, see a trainer once a month or something. That's honestly why I started this concept LFT in Plano, LFT personal training, because it's a lot cheaper than, a lot more affordable than Fit 180, because I want everybody to experience good personal training and that accountability. So my last nugget for you is going to be alcohol. So I'm not against alcohol. I do have everything in moderation. And then my thing about alcohol is this. Okay. So a lot of people say, oh, you should drink, right? Well, here's how it affects your metabolism. Alcohol is a depressant. So when you drink alcohol, it depresses all your systems. All your organ functioning, everything gets depressed and slows down, right? So what do you think that does to your metabolism? it depresses it and slows it down. And so if you drink 5 days a week, you know, you go home at the end of the night, you have a glass of wine at 8 o'clock, totally get why, but maybe we want to curb it. Instead of 5 days a week, we go to like 3 days a week or 2 days a week, only because you don't have enough, like you want to maximize the hours that you're burning, right? So if you go home every day and you drink at 5 o'clock, well then 5 p.m. is when your metabolism starts to slow down, right? Until you metabolize that alcohol about an hour and a half later, it starts to come back up because the alcohol got metabolized, right? So then you drink another glass and you slow down. So you basically, as soon as you take that sip, you basically start to slow your metabolism down. And I don't know about you, but like every waking hour that I am awake, I want my metabolism to be running at like high, right? Optimal. So if you can go down to, instead of every single day, then you go to like 3 days a week of drinking, at least you have burning potential from when you wake up till the end of the day. And oh yeah, I forgot about this. So when you get up in the morning, you need to eat within an hour of waking up. I eat within 15 minutes of waking up. A lot of people or trainers or fitness industry people will say eat within 15 minutes, but a lot of times that's not like possible. So eat within the first hour of waking up. It's the keys that start the ignition of metabolism burning. So for me, I want the metabolism to start burning right away. So what I'll do is I'll eat within 15 minutes of waking up. And then it starts, like the body will start to use that energy that you gave it. And then once it uses it all, it will start to pull fat, right? So there's some people that don't even go to their kitchen until they're ready. So what we tell clients is like have a bar or something by your bed or nightstand. So when you wake up, you can just like maybe have a bite of the bar and then go take a shower, get ready, but at least the body's nose is getting paid, right? So as soon as this nose is getting paid, it's going to start to spend, or else it's going to, if it's not going to get paid, then it's going to start slowing all your systems down to wait till it gets paid. It's just going to get in save mode. We just need your body out of save mode. So let's go back to, you know, the summary of the topic. So let's say the first thing is eating every 3 to 4 hours, and rewind so you know why that is really important and how to apply it. And if you forget, just set an alarm on your phone. I mean, it's not that hard, okay? Set an alarm on your phone and it'll say eat, and then you just eat. If you're busy and you're in a 4-hour deposition, then you get a restroom break. Take your purse to the restroom, get a bite of a bar, come back out, you know? And most people aren't gonna care if you need to eat, but I don't know a lot of like professional, you know, working environments, so I totally get that. But you could also have shakes that you drink, and then put it back in your bag. So there's not an excuse not to eat. Your metabolism is like the only thing that you have that you should covet, that you should run optimally, because it's the source of all energy. It's the source of just everything. I mean, if you don't have good energy, then you won't be able to accomplish anything in life. It starts with the energy to want to do it, right? And then second is water. Water is going to help with everything. It helps flow, you know, with the food, with digestion, with bad breath. It will combat bad breath. It will better joints, more energy, just everything. No headaches, etc. Okay, and the third is the lifting weights. If you don't know how, figure out somebody to help you, your friend that you know that's fit, or you pay for it, whatever it is. There's no excuse not to lift weights at this point. In, you know, everybody knows lifting weights is good for you. So. And then the last thing is, instead of drinking every single day or most days a week, try to push it to a little bit later in the day. Later in the week, or instead of 5 days, you know, do 3 days. That way you have the other days to burn at a higher level. So those are my topics. I hope that helped you. So please, you know what's cool? If you would comment in the comments below and tell me or tell other people what you do to help you remind yourself to eat every 3 to 4 hours. Any tips and tricks that you do. Any tips and tricks to get people to drink more water. Like I like to have fancy water bottles. And I buy one all the time, even though I don't need it. It's just like, it motivates me to kind of like, ooh, I get something, and, you know, I'm supposed to fill it up like, you know, 8 times. And I just have all these water bottles. It keeps me motivated. I will have a goal, like before I even eat, you know, I'll drink a whole bunch of water, or before 12, I'll make sure I get 3 bottles down. So any tips and tricks that you have that it works for you, put them down below, or so that other people can, you know, learn from it, because I learn all this stuff from experimenting with my, on myself, and learning from other people how to accomplish it. So we all know what we need to do. We just need to bridge the gap between, not executing on it, right? So you know where you are, you know where you need to go, you know where you need to, what to do, but like, how do I do that? Do I need to set alarms on my phone? Do I need to put sticky notes everywhere? Do I need to write it on my hand? Do I need to wear a rubber band to remind me? Do I need somebody to remind me? Do I need my secretary to make sure there's a giant, 2 jugs of water on my desk? What do I need to do to get there? To get to the goal, right? How do I execute on a regular basis and consistently? Because that is the key to metabolism. Then after you've mastered those things, then you can start working on quality of food, right combinations of food, the right portions of food, all that stuff, because you'll have more energy. You'll see the benefits of it. So I hope that was helpful. Please comment below. A lot of these things I am telling you, you guys, if you're clients, you've already heard me say, but it's a good reminder, because even I forget sometimes, like especially after having kids, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to eat, and I fell out of the habit because I had a new routine with life. So I started food logging again on an app, or I started writing down my water on a little sticky note, and I kept it on my phone, and I started putting alarms, because every time a life event changes, it disrupts your regular routine. And so you have to, doesn't mean you don't do it anymore. You don't do your routine. Eating every 3 to 4 hours, water, lifting works. You just need to figure out how to be accountable again. And then after 3 to 6 weeks, you'll be off to a better metabolism. Okay, so stay with it, stay the course. If you feel like you're not getting results, reach out to somebody that knows what they're talking about and knows what they're doing, that has credibility, that has gotten there before, or that has helped other people get there. So don't just go to somebody that you think looks good, 20-something-year-old that looks like they have, 6-pack and blah, blah, blah. Reach in, there could be 20-year-olds that do have 6-packs and actually work, but just, go to people that that've gotten results, that that live that lifestyle, that that are going to try to sell you everything. So like supplements and all that stuff. And I'm not saying supplements are bad. I'm just saying that that's not the first thing that people have issues with. It's very basic things like water, eating every 3 to 4 hours, and lifting and working out and lifting weights. So after that, then we go to other measures, right? Like maybe, you can be more optimal if you start taking some vitamins, or you can be more optimal if you are lacking in certain areas, or maybe you have food sensitivities that make you less optimal. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. These are getting better for me, and it's because you guys have been really awesome, and with all the messages I get, and I hope this really helps. So please comment below and give me some love, okay? Thank you guys. Have a good day. See you in like 2 weeks.